So right now, the latest news, talk of the town, is this trophy wife. And, you know, I have so many thoughts in my mind about this situation. I thank Priscilla, the Queen Maker, for bringing this situation to life. Um, I thank Priscilla, the Queen Maker, for bringing the situation about the trophy wife, bringing this situation to the forefront, because I would not have heard about it if it wasn't for her. And I, had a chance to look into her story a little bit, and it's a little too much for me to dive deep into. But what comes to mind is that a lot of women, and I'm going to include myself in this, we struggle with loving ourselves. And I think sometimes we don't really even know what that means, to love ourselves. Because when you love yourself, you are not going to expose yourself to harm and to risk. When you love yourself, you're going to protect yourself. You are going to provide for yourself. You are going to meet your needs at minimum. Shelter, safety, homeostasis. Especially when you look at the Maslow's hierarchy, that bottom row, physiology, I think it's what it's called. But you're going to do what you can legally, at most, to meet your needs. You're going to make sure you're safe mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. These are the things that you do when you love yourself. Unfortunately, as women, we struggle with loving ourselves. We are told that everyone else's needs come first before our own. And, with the situation with the trophy wife, she was willing to meet the needs of her husband. She was willing to meet the need of society. She was willing to meet the needs of her subscribers at her own and her children's expense. This is what we do when we don't love ourselves. We meet everybody else's needs at our own expense. And we take major losses when we do that. Major losses. Sometimes losses that no amount of money can help us recover from. It's very expensive to hate yourself. It's very expensive. And it's a price that we end up paying in one way, shape, or form when we don't love ourselves. So I'm beginning to think that maybe one of the reasons why we don't love ourselves is because we just don't know how to. We don't know how to love ourselves. We even assume that what we give to others is what they want. We assume that, right? How can we give others what they want when we don't even know what we want? How can we love others at our own expense when we're not even loving ourselves? How's that even possible? Right? The hurt that you give yourself, like they say, hurt people. All right? If you're hurt, you're going to hurt others. Um, so I'm not here to judge the trophy wife. I'm not here to judge her situation. I don't know if her story is true. I don't know if it's not. I don't put anything past anybody in terms of what they would do for money. Okay, especially if they need it. So I'm not here to judge her. But what I want to talk about is a strong aspect of loving yourself is loving how your mind works. Okay, your mind is an organ in your body. Your mind is a tool. And your mind is meant to organize, evaluate, and reassess information. That is the purpose of your mind. And part of loving yourself is loving the mind in yourself and using the tool of your mind to benefit you. Okay? When you love yourself, you will use your mind. Just like you use your arms, just like you use your legs, just like you use your voice, just like you use your eyes, just like you use your hearing, you use your mind. It is meant to evaluate and organize and reassess information, okay, so that you can make informed decisions, okay? So I want to talk about 3 things to consider about your mind, all right? So that you are making informed decisions that benefit you at the end of the day. The thing about it is that at the end of the day, we are 100% responsible for the things that happen to us. 100% responsible. All right. In this trophy wife situation, you know, I'm seeing people placing blame on Shira 7 and saying that her message was detrimental. I think that she mentioned Kevin Samuels. So placing blame on others about a situation that you've experienced, and again, I've been there, is a lazy way to use your mind. Okay? It's a lazy way to use your mind. Because everybody else is using their mind to get what they want from you. But you are not using your mind to get what you want for yourself. And here's where the problem lies. Okay? So, one of the first things that you want to do to begin taking ownership of your life and to begin making informed decisions, including the men that you choose to date, including the type of men that you're going to bring your children around. See, all of these decisions have to do with your mind. You have to be able to think. You got to use this tool in your brain. It is a tool. You got to use it. But the first thing you want to do is that you want to read and research. You need to be reading books. You need to be reading information and doing your research on information. Okay? You need to, I don't want to say go down the rabbit hole, but you want to verify information. You want to verify that information is factual. Okay? It's not enough to listen to content creators and the illusion that they've set up and think that you're going to model your life after these people. Okay? These people are communicating from their own life experiences and their own life perspective that has probably 9 times out of 10 has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, it's business for them. It's business for Shira 7. It's business. It was business for Kevin Samuels. It's business for Princella, the Queen Maker. It's business for all of these content creators. It's business for me. Okay? So you can't listen to these content creators and take what they're saying as the Holy Grail. You need to go back to the library and get some books and read. And why is reading and researching so important? Well, it's important because you are using your mind. You are chewing on information. You are digesting information. You are evaluating the information. You are organizing the information in your mind. You are these words and being able to research and critically think versus just taking things as a grain of salt is a tool that will help your mind, because your mind likes puzzles and your mind likes to solve problems and your mind likes to, again, make sense of things. And if your mind is seeing contradictions in certain places, it's going to want to connect the dots. That's your mind working, okay? Versus you just passively listening to a content creator on YouTube and just absorbing information and absorbing their spirit, because you're not just listening to them, you're also taking in their spirit. Okay? You're taking in their energy. You're taking in their intentions. So when you are just a passive listener to content, you are not loving yourself, because you are allowing who they are and their messaging to infiltrate you, to infiltrate your spirit, to infiltrate your soul, to infiltrate your subconsciousness. Okay? So it's important that you pick up books. Pick up books on a topic that you're really interested in and dive deep into that topic. Whatever that topic is, what are you interested in? All right. Like for me right now, I am interested in deepening my approach to pleasure, right? Instead of leaning on a man to provide me pleasure, I am learning how to enhance my own self-pleasure experience. So I am learning about the different herbs, the different, certain ingredients that are in nature that will enhance my own self-pleasure, because pleasure is a way to increase in your frequency and your vibration when you feel really good. So this is a topic that I'm reading about. I'm not watching any YouTube videos about this. I'm not listening to any content creators about this. I am reading. I have several books around this topic. So reading and research is so important. Number 2, meditation. Meditation is an act of self-love for your mind. Okay, meditation. And why is meditation so important? Because there is a lot of mental stimuli that we take in. We take in mental stimuli from our environment. We take in mental stimuli from our family, from society, from our parents, from our community, from work, from all these social media accounts. Our mind is constantly taking in a lot of information. So the purpose of meditating is to be able to sit still and listen to what your brain is trying to organize for you right now. Your brain recognizes that you have taken in a lot of information, but your brain isn't working independently. Your brain is working with your spirit and your soul. Okay? Your brain knows what you really want. It knows what your soul and your spirit wants. And so your brain is trying to organize the path of least resistance that will get you there. Okay? Your brain is trying to organize what will get you there. And there's so many ideas that you have that your brain is trying to process so that it can get you there with the least amount of resistance, because what is natural is the least amount of resistance. So when you meditate, you are able to be still and quiet and become present, and in a way pay attention to what your brain is trying to work out for you. Okay? Now, where meditation comes in is saying, okay, I see that my brain is working through many different ideas. I am going to choose this one. I am going to choose this idea and expand on it. Okay? So that is you now working with your mind. Just like you pick up your arm and you pick up your leg, you use your willpower, you use your strength to direct your body where you want it to go. It's the same thing that you're doing with your mind. All right? Your mind is doing what it wants to do, which is to process, evaluate, assess, organize. Your mind is doing what it wants to do, just like your fingers are doing what your fingers will do what they want to do. But you are in partnership. When you love yourself, then you work in harmony to say, you know what, I'm going to move forward with this idea. And your brain is just going to submit to your will. If that's the idea you want to move forward with, your brain is going to be like, okay, well, let me gather up all the other ideas that you know, all the ideas that I've been working with, and I'm going to take all of those ideas and those thought processes, I'm going to use those to help you carry out the main idea that you want to move forward with. Okay? So your mind submits to your will. It's using everything, what you've read, what you've researched, what you're conscious of, your environment, where you are. Your mind is using everything to get you where you want to go. But it needs collaboration and partnership with you. Okay? And this is the reason why you have to be careful about the information that you're listening to with the people online, because they're carrying out their mind ideas. Are you carrying out yours? So the third way to love yourself, as it relates to really understanding how the mind works, which is a tool in your body. And if you love yourself, you will love your mind. Another thing is to listen to your emotions. Your emotions will let you know whether you are on the right path or the wrong path, whether you have chosen a path, whether you have chosen ideas that will serve you or that will not serve you. You have to pay attention to how you are feeling. Are you feeling pleasure? Are you feeling joy in your body? Are you feeling sensual? Then you've probably chosen an idea that serves you, that works for you. Are you feeling sad? Are you feeling depressed? Are you feeling lonely? Are you feeling scared? Then you've probably chosen an idea out of your mind that will not serve you in the long run. So your emotions are like a compass. They're the gas gauge. They'll let you know whether you've got full gas or you're running on empty. Okay? Your emotions will let you know based off of how you are making a choice to use your mind. Okay? Your mind is an active organ that you have to use, that you have to develop. You cannot allow content creators to think for you. Okay? You cannot allow the media, you cannot allow movies, you cannot allow religion. These are all other people's ideas. But you have your own too. Okay? These books, not these books, these videos and content creators and all this other stuff, they don't know what you have been desiring for a long time. They don't know what it is that you really deeply want in your heart and soul. Your mind does, though. And your mind wants to help you get there. But if you are taking in information from other people, then when they're just trying to make a buck using clever marketing tactics, then you're going to get thrown off your path. So anyway, those are just 3 ways that you can really love yourself. And part of loving yourself, like I said, is loving the mind in yourself, loving your brain, and trusting that your brain wants to get you there. But you got to work in collaboration and in partnership with your brain. Okay? You have an organ there to use for your not only survival, but for your ability to thrive. So does this trophy wife love herself? Right now, I'm going to say no, she doesn't. But will she get there? Yeah, she will get there, just like all of us will get there. And it starts with really loving and valuing you. And when we say loving and valuing you, loving and valuing every part of you, including your mind and your ability to be able to think for yourself and come to informed decisions by yourself for yourself. Okay? This is a responsibility that unfortunately no one can do for you but you. You could try to blame everyone else, but it's just really lazy. It's lazy. It's lazy. It's a lazy way of moving through life. You know, no one can think for you. Everybody's on their path. You know, and people now have to just do the job of removing liability because, you know, they're just expressing their art. They're expressing their art. And however you take their art is on you. But they're expressing their art. I mean, it's like walking to a museum and looking at a painting and then your whole life shatters because you looked at a painting. Like, and now you want to hold the painter responsible for them expressing their art. Like, really? That's their art. Go make your art. And and hold yourself accountable and responsible for the art that you make and that you put out there. Making sure that you're communicating from a clear, conscious place. But anyway, that's my message today. I'm gonna go make some money. Y'all have a good day. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.